President Trump will deliver his State of the Union address to a joint session of Congress tomorrow night. Joining us with a preview is Republican strategist and political columnist Angie Wong. Good to have you with us this morning, Angie. What do you make of the timing of this latest Supreme Court judgment against Trump's tariffs? And that's right ahead of his State of the Union tomorrow. What impact do you think that might have on the speech?
Yes, and good morning. This decision by the Supreme Court justices against Trump's tariffs could not have come at a worse time, just days before his first State of the Union address in his new second term. This is terrible. He's going to have to figure out how to do a workaround. Now, he's already been in the spin room right after the decision has come out to try to manage any sort of fallout from this decision. He's already put additional tariffs. He is using different presidential powers to do so. But is that going to be enough? Certainly, he's going to be speaking with some of the justices in the audience. So I hope that he's going to act very presidential, not call them out by names, and not make fun of them as he would at a Trump rally. But I think usually in the State of the Union addresses, he's a lot more refined. So I don't expect too much pushback there. But I am very much looking forward to seeing how he touts his economic successes, both at home and abroad. I think those are great accomplishments that he's made in the first year. So I think he will talk around it, his losses with the Supreme Court.
And he has said that he's pushing forward with his tariffs. He's going to find a way, as you've mentioned. But affordability has become more of a topic for him and a catchphrase for him in recent months. What other issues do you think he should really foreground?
Yeah, this is going to be a tough one because different people will want to hear different things. I want to walk away from his State of the Union address with the following. I need a clear pathway to seeing how we're going to win in November in the midterms. It's great that he's touting all his accomplishments. It's great that oil is down at $2 per gallon. It's great that egg prices have dropped. But is that going to be enough for me to sell it to voters to then go out and vote in November? No, I need to see that urgency. I need to see the motivation to get voters to come out and vote down ballot Republican during the midterms. And that's what I need. I need to see that urgency.
And who do you think he should be targeting most then in this speech?
I think he's honestly, because Trump is Trump, I think he's going to be targeting the Democrats who are boycotting the State of the Union address. I think he's going to be calling them out to say, well, this is tradition. Why aren't you here? Even if you disagree with me, that's fine. But don't protest. Don't yell. They're running actually a counter programming during the State of the Union address. So they're behaving like children in this. If we're going to do this together, you got to be in the room. And they're purposely staying home. They're purposely shutting down the government. Look, we're having a historical snow blizzard in the Northeast. This is the worst time to shut down FEMA, right? Can we get back to work? Let's get all Americans safe during this storm. And let's listen to what the president has to say. Even if you don't agree with it, at least be there out of respect for the office.
And I do want to look into the Democratic side a little more, but what kind of messaging do you think would succeed at what you've said you wanted to hear, that Republicans will be successful in the midterms?
Right. So what I'm afraid of is that President Trump is going to go and talk about all the successes he's done domestically, economically, and in foreign policy, which are incredible successes. We cannot discount that whatsoever. But this is an American audience. I want to actually feel that he knows what he's doing for November and how we're going to vote in a new House of Congress, because we have 45 seats that are retiring this year. I want to make sure that we secure the Republican stronghold that we have in all three branches, but I don't know that right now. And, someone in my position who is a committee woman here in Miami, I have to then be able to sell something to our voters. And right now, there's nothing exciting to sell. And I hate to say it that way, but the truth is you need an urgency. You need a cause. You need an outrage. That's what Democrats do all day long. And that's why they're able to turn out voters in the droves, because it is a life or death situation for Democrats to vote. Whereas Republicans, if you just tell them everything is fine, everything is great, the economy is great, the world is great, well, guess what? Then I don't need to get up and go to the polls in November if everything is so great.
And yet so much could change if the balance of power is tipped come the midterms. So it really is a pressing issue, of course. What do you think will get that message across?
I think we're starting to see a few things that are Main Street issues that I'm outraged about. I'm starting to see that the teachers' unions and the teachers in the classrooms are pushing out our kids to not go to class and do these anti-ICE protests during school time. I'm outraged by that as a parent. And as a mom, I will never, ever, ever support any of these protests using my children for someone else's ideologies. And, kids love to skip school, right, to go on a field trip. And that's what they make them feel like they're doing something that is righteous. But again, this does not belong in the classroom. I want my kids to learn and to succeed, not to protest on someone else's ideologies.
Let's look at the Democrats now. What can you tell us about the Democrats who will give the televised rebuttals? We've got Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger, and in Spanish, Senator Alex Padilla, not to mention those who are boycotting or have said that they will.
Yeah, so there's a few things here. Democrats are boycotting, and the empty seats will be filled with Epstein victims. I think that is going to be quite the performative act by Democrats. I think President Trump should take every single available seat in Congress that are empty and fill them with the U.S. hockey team that just won yesterday in the Olympics, or any of the Olympic winners. I think that would be a great showing, and that would be a great special guest segment. I would certainly tune in for that. I think picking Abigail Spanberger to do the rebuttal really shows where the Democrat Party is. They love her because she's able to sell it to the moderates. She's got a great mass as being a moderate candidate, but the reality is she is a progressive Democrat, and they know the progressive Democrat message really does not resonate with most Americans, but she's able to pull off being a moderate at the same time. So she's got that special blend. Now, I think the message is going to be anti-Trump, a lot of hatred. We don't need any more of that. Certainly not now in 2026. I don't see a pathway of how we'll ever work together. But if ever there was a message of hope, a message of some sort of unity, I think you're going to pull a lot of the moderates, Democrats and Republicans alike, for a candidate who can actually project that at this point.
Yeah, considering this refreshed concern about political violence with the recent breach of Mar-a-Lago, and lawmakers on both sides already voicing ongoing concern about this and wanting to tone down the political vitriol. What's your sense of just a message of hope and how the nation can move forward with more peaceful political process?
I think that's the voice that's missing from both parties at this point. And remember back before Obama was running, he was the hope candidate, and he won on that message, mainly because it was a unifier in a country that was starting to divide. Now we are much, much more divided than back in 2008. And whoever is going to be that voice of unity and hope again, I think will start resonating, because I think both sides of the aisles, and certainly Americans in the middle, they're tired of this division. They're tired of having to pick a side. They're tired of being bullied because their ideologies are not completely in line with both the far right, far left, and having to go down party lines. So I think that is what we're looking for at this point. That's what's going to heal us. That's what's going to propel us further, especially in our foreign policies dealings.
Certainly some opportunities coming up very soon to hear more of that kind of voice. Thank you so much, Angie Wong, for your insights and your preview today.
Thank you.